Terry wants to see you clap, Keith. With both hands on the couch. Bring us in right, boy. All right.
What's going on, everybody? Almost in full color here. We got Terry, we got Gaines, we got Roger, and we have the guy who plays on 4K TVs. First and foremost, we want to shout everybody out for helping us get to 100 subs. Be on the lookout. We just posted a video from Otacon. We were giving a raffle away. Be sure to like, view, and comment on that to be in the running to get the mystery item that exists. To know what it is, you got to watch the video. But now we're back with another podcast. Been a while since we did it, so we figured why not revisit something that we had a lot of fun doing. This one's going to be a little argumentative, so I hope you're ready for it. But we're going to start off light. So first, let's see how everybody's doing. Everybody doing good? Everybody all right?
Still black and proud, brother.
Yes, thank you.
In life?
Thank you, Roger, for joining me with just a thumbs up. There we go.
All right, so what's everybody been playing? Has anybody played anything new that maybe the people should check out?
My shit.
My
shit.
Wow.
What do you play there? Tell the people.
Unfortunately, this is going to be a very old game that many people probably played at one point in time in their life. I'm back on RuneScape.
Oh, yeah, he does play it all the time.
I don't know why, and I don't know how. It just happened. So, yeah, that's all I have to say. RuneScape and Destiny 2, that's about it. So
yeah, pretty much all I play is Destiny and play random old ass Super Nintendo games. Apparently, that's my thing.
I've been playing Guacamelee. I think I said that right, and some Fortnite here and there.
Yeah, I was about to say that.
Oh yeah, it's still speed running Turtles in Time. That's what I forgot to put on there.
Are you number one?
I'm 3 right now.
Number 3. He's number 3 in the world, ladies and gentlemen. Can't see him nowhere else but here. Roger. So Roger's Guacamelee. I haven't been playing anything new. I've been running raids in Destiny that I have not run. However, I'm told on good authority that Fire Emblem 3 Houses is fire. I'm just told that on good authority. If it's not fire, do not get upset with me. Just a friend of mine told me he woke up at 2 a.m. to play it until 5 a.m. before he had to go to work. So I'm just throwing that out there. So the first question was what's a game that you played that you did not like? You were like, oh, this game is crap. And then you picked it up again and you're like, you know what? Maybe I was too harsh on it the first time around. It actually isn't too bad.
I guess I'll start since Keith is staring me down. Mine was Shadow of the Colossus. I remember playing the good old PlayStation Underground demo disc of it and was like, this game's pointless. You just run and fight some giant monster and then you run and fight the next one. And then I waited 2 years after the game came out and finally picked it up and then enjoyed it a lot where I beat it now 8 times.
Okay.
So.
Terry?
So, I don't know if anybody knows this game. It's called Advance Wars from the Game Boy Advance.
Yes.
No,
I
never played it. Yeah, it's a tank game, yeah. So I first played it, I thought it was a dumb game. You're moving tanks around, fighting other people. It's a strategy game, Fire Emblem. It was very close. So it's like Fire Emblem, I guess, in a way. The combat system the same way. Started playing it, thought it was trash. Picked it up again, I was like, it's actually a really good game. It's just like a turn-based strategy game.
Oh,
that one and Pokemon, surprisingly.
Keith?
Mine was the Final Fantasy.
Throw off that hole.
Mine was Final Fantasy 14. Asbury of all people was like, yo, I'm playing Final Fantasy 14. It's amazing. And I was like, you don't even play MMOs like that. So I picked it up. I started it. And, I started before he started playing. That's what it was. I didn't like it. So then I put it down. Then he hit me up. He was like, yo, get on. So I was like, all right. I went through the whole thing, started playing, and then I got my job. And once I got my job, I was hooked. I was a bard. I played the harp. I played the heart, and then you got attack buffs. It was amazing. It was that job was meant for me. It really was. I actually attribute DC Universe to like making me good at that game specifically. Like DC Universe, I think like
DC makes you good
DC?
at it?
Well, just knowing like mechanics behind like holding
so not
ads
being
and
good at
stunning.
DC made you good at that one.
No, being good at DC made me good at that in terms of stunning ads, giving out buffs to your allies and whatnot.
So is there deception in Final Fantasy 14 as well?
I think there might be a little
where you
bit
lie
of
about your stats to other party members.
For those who don't know, I used to be a habitual line stepper to get into raids. Look, I had to get in. All right, I had to get into A and B. There was only one way to get into A and B, and that was a lie about my stats. So I used to lie about my stats to get into raids.
You didn't just lie.
Underhanded? Yeah.
No, he didn't just lie. He told, what was the guy, like 2,000 vid higher than him?
Oh, yeah.
That he was, had a higher vitalization at that time?
Yeah. It's like when guys lie about their dick size. And then someone pulls your pants down.
You said this is about gaming? We clearly said that in
Weight
take
doctors
two.
like equals to you being pants.
What do you mean? We always do our podcast in one take. Never.
I don't know this take two.
And our podcast is always mature, so everyone knows. Mostly because of Terry.
What?
You always say raw shit. You gotta watch you.
Game's your game.
Is it my go? You should.
You already went. I've already went. Yeah,
Roger, you already went?
Yeah, it's already you. Go ahead.
Well, my game is my favorite game of all time. It is Super Mario RPG Legend of the Seven Stars, or just Super Mario RPG for those of you in Japan watching us from across the waters. Konnichiwa. What is that? Hello?
Yeah.
Got it right, bitches. All right. Now on to the story. So I was a fuck. Well, I'm.
You were.
Yeah, my fault. Let's keep it back.
Wow.
So I was a kid. I was getting ready to tell the story how I would normally tell it to y'all. It was just us. But nah. So I was a kid, and everybody knows when you're a kid, you really don't understand like games. You just go off the cover. So I just played Super Mario World, wanted another game. My pops took me to the store to buy another game, and I seen a Mario game. Obviously, Mario's on the cover. I'm like, oh, another game that's like Super Mario World. Let me get that. So Dad got it for me. Got home, popped it in, and back then I didn't know what kind of game it was, but now obviously it was like Final Fantasy. I had never played any RPG game ever, so I didn't know what it was. Immediately hated it because I was young. I didn't understand the game. And then since I had nothing else to play, just kept playing it. And that started my love of, I guess, Japanese RPGs. It's not like the ones out now, but yeah, slowly and surely became my favorite game ever. I don't know if it was because of the first part or not, but it is.
Now you can just speed run it.
Speed run it. I'm actually going to speed run it when I do the 24-hour charity thing for Extra Life.
Huh, you might as well
plug
it in. Go ahead.
Come check me out on Plucka1, twitchtv.com.
There's an
a
underscore
link in there.
No, just Twitch TV, don't put .com.
There's
probably a porn
There's a
site.
link in there.
Yeah, there's like a link here somewhere.
Ron's like, I haven't been to that one. Yeah. I know all the porn sites, gays. I'm not sure that's one.
So yeah, there's gonna be a link somewhere, either down in the description or floating around Gaines' head somewhere. Yeah, just go check it out. He'll announce it at some point in time. So
yeah, I can't remember the date for Extra Life this year. I gotta look it up.
Yeah, so go donate some money to him.
No, it goes to
Donate
Extra
to charity.
Life. It doesn't go to me. And I will be matching unless you fuckers go. I mean, unless you people go crazy.
You gotta put a limit.
Yeah.
Smash, you'll say limit.
I'll match to a certain limit, but I'll put that out later.
Regardless, details will come from Gaines at some point in time.
200, god damn, Roger.
To be honest, he probably could match up to 200,000. So get in there.
1,000.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now Terry's out here faking the funk.
Gaines got the money, so
I have no
We
money,
got one
sir.
mic on it. We went to about 200,000.
Look at
No,
this.
I didn't say us. I said Gaines. Gaines got the money.
This took a contribution from all of us just to create this setup, and you're talking about me.
On to the next topic. All right.
All right, so we're about to get to the nitty gritty. First, we're going to explain the premise behind Google Stadia. Roger and Gaines, feel free to chime in whenever I mess this up because of poor life decisions, I don't have my notes at accurately depict what it is. However, this is a cloud-based gaming service, meaning it's in the clouds. That's how you play it.
So when it's sunny, you don't have your games. You can only play games on cloudy days.
So essentially what you'll do is you'll connect to a server, and that server will handle all the load and pretty much you...
Where does it send the load at?
What a nasty server that is. Handle the whole load, do it. Tell us more.
Oh, man.
So with the utilization of a cell phone, laptop,
it
or
can
your
take
TV.
multiple loads.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, from different things at once, or does it one at a time?
I feel bad for whoever's editing this.
I'm trying to take this podcast to the next level, and everyone just wants to make inappropriate euphemisms.
Okay.
Very well.
He did. Euphemism. That's,
He hit. All right, okay, go ahead.
I'm proud
Keep
of
it
your
up.
vocabulary. Is immaculate.
Thank you, sir.
Stunning.
All right.
Proficient.
All right, so you can take your laptop, cell phone, or TV. I'll explain the TV in a moment. But ultimately, you connect to a server. That server handles a load, and they'll send you the signal, which is the game. You then play... All right, what do you do?
You said nothing.
Very
Roger, take over. You can explain this, huh?
Yes, Roger. Please explain this in a more concise...
You played the beta for Google Stadia.
You have
Do not use the word load.
I try not to, but
I cannot promise to remain mature about this.
since the servers handle all the computation, there we go. We'll do
I'll
that.
give you that.
It sends the video back to your screen, phone, whatever you have, and then it's all handled there. And I think that was pretty much, you had it there.
So pretty much what this makes it easier for you, in a sense, is that you don't need a console or any extra peripheral just by using that your laptop. Now for the phone, at launch, it'll only be available on the Google Pixel 3 and the 3A, I believe, were the two names of the phones.
I'm not sure.
Are they the 3 and the 3A?
I think it was the latest one.
Yeah,
I think it's those two at launch.
I know they're doing
Same.
And then in 2020, they're going to open up. This launches in November 2019, for those who are wondering. So pretty much it's, hey, I can just hop on my laptop and play Assassin's Creed. I don't need a PlayStation, an Xbox, or a Nintendo Switch if, there are games over there that are shared on Stadia. So you're eliminating the console, unless you're on TV, which you would need the Ultra Chromecast.
Yeah, the Ultra Chromecast.
You would need the Ultra Chromecast if you were to utilize this on your TV. However, laptop, cell phone, I don't think tablets were mentioned in there.
I believe they're going to do the tablets as well.
I'm about to say that goes back to that support you were talking about in 2020, probably.
Right. So ultimately, we're talking cloud-based gaming. We're talking the potential future of gaming. Before we start this conversation, I guess let's just go around and see how everyone feels about cloud-based gaming as the future of gaming. Are you okay with it? Not so okay with it?
Yeah.
Games.
I was just thinking of B.
I know.
I was going to say, B and
I really wanted to put in like a little conference call thing and just put it here, just so that he could.
We would never get a word in.
Yeah.
We never would. Yeah. But ultimately, cloud-based gaming. How do you all feel about it? Just
I like
as a concept.
I would say I like it a lot. Yeah, I don't have much.
I don't have much to say. I play FPSs, so for me, it doesn't make much sense. The lag that comes with it, the input lag that comes with it, like, I don't know. It doesn't make much sense for me. So
yeah, I mean, like you said, at the beginning, they're definitely probably gonna have an issue with input delay, obviously. But I feel like as the internet gets better and better, for people who don't know, the United States definitely is not the leader in internet speeds.
Not even close.
As ours matures, I guess, they'll probably have a lot less input delay to it, and then you'll be more of dealing with the lag you would normally deal with playing on any console or PC, unless you're playing a game with dedicated servers, and it's not many of those out there. So you'll probably be dealing with lag in any shape or form, just like everybody else. But as of actually enjoying, thinking it's a good thing, I think it's a good thing. I mean, I feel like the games, if they really want to kick it off well, you got to make sure the games are cheaper.
True.
They should incentivize you to want to buy digital. if the games are still $60 and I'm still, and you got a disc $60, I'm like, well, why is I'm paying $60?
Well, that's the argument different now, anyways, because every digital game is 60. Where like I go purely digital, I rarely get a physical game anymore.
But those consoles offer physical copies as well, so they probably don't want to do a price discrepancy just because it's probably somewhere in the agreement with with the developer, publisher, whatever you want to call them, that this is what it's going to sell for. So probably not to mess up their revenue or whatever. But since Google is offering no physical hardware, like no physical content or media, whatever you want to call it. God, I'm so bad. That could bring people to their console just to save money there, and also. I know we didn't mention it, but it's actually free, for Stadia base. Yeah.
So for me, I've always found it like really cool when we take these jumps in tech specifically. So I think this is like a really cool concept, like in terms of a new way to play on the go and all that. If it works, like as a concept, I think it's pretty cool, and I actually hope it succeeds. But I guess we'll get into that now. We start the deep dive. So Stadia for the Pro, and that's only available at launch. You can't play the free version. It's $10 a month. However, if you get the Founders Edition, it's $120 or 129. Yeah, 130. 130. But with that 130, you get a controller. You get the Ultra Chromecast,
which is $70.
Now, both of those, so that we're keeping track, is 120 or 130. The Chromecast and the controller by themselves are $70 a piece. So pretty much already off those two, you're already saving. After that, you will get Destiny 2. You'll get 3 months free, and you also get a buddy pass for 3 months free. So you can gift 3 months to a friend, and they can utilize the same service for 3 months, the Pro membership. So off break, actually pretty good if we're talking, money, what you're getting and all that. Pretty good. It does suck that the free base, meaning not free base.
No, free base.
No.
Whoa.
So the free version that you can use, everyone can use it for free. The difference between the Pro and the free, the Pro you can play at 4K, 60 frames per second, 5.1 Dolby surround. The free version you can play at 1080, still 60 frames, and that's a diminished audio. Stereo. Well, yeah. All right.
Diminished to many things.
That's true. But the free won't launch until 2020. So I think that kind of like hurts them for just wanting people to come in and see. If you're just gonna make it so that everyone, in order to experience it, you got to pay out front. You don't really get people to experience what it is and what it may be in the future. So I think that kind of hurts it some. But then also it's kind of like, well, if it has a lot of bugs, and you got these people playing for free, they'll probably just come and trash it and tell everybody. Versus people who are paying, you might be able to finesse them and be like, oh, we know it's messed up. Here's an extra 3 months free because it's not working right.
Well, it's called the Founders Edition. Anytime in tech you have that,
you're pretty much like a beta tester at that point. You want it early.
You want to be first, and there's always a consequence in tech being first, sadly.
Right.
So.
And I guess by charging, like you said, you won't have a wide of a player base. If it's free, everyone's going to come on board.
Yeah.
And if they have bugs, like you said, it's going to get out even more. Or their servers may not even be able to handle that much of a
player base.
He knows he wants to say
because
it.
you need
I can't get on y'all and then I use the word. But they can't handle that much demand.
I was about to say, because you still need a GPU in the cloud. Right. So that's going to be a lot of demand to pump that out for everything else.
Yes. Good job. You did it again. You did it. But, so, I mean, like you said, both of us have the Founders Edition. And you also get it in the, what is it, Midnight Blue? Or
some special color.
Yeah. So...
I got it because of the deal for the $70 was there. And I did like it because, like mentioned earlier, I did do I think it was Google Project it was called then, to play the Assassin's Creed Odyssey. And I did enjoy that. I know Matt, my bad, Gaines.
Doesn't matter.
It's okay. His whole government name's been thrown out already.
Yeah.
But Gaines saw that I was playing on my MacBook Air playing Odyssey in here, the same room actually, and it was smooth. to Terry's point, this wasn't a fighter or a shooter game where lag is really insane. But playing there, I didn't feel no lag. I think I had like one little hiccup there, but that was it.
The one thing, speaking to that makes me wonder is, obviously you said the first-person shooters will be an issue, and obviously fighting games more keeps avenue there. Input delay makes me wonder, why did they pick Destiny 2 as a launch title, so to speak? So is it going to be an issue? Because that would be the game that would probably give you the most problems, input delay, because people are going to play Destiny 2 online.
It's a good make or break. I mean, it works
so it's
awesome.
Like, do they feel like that their service is strong enough and it's really going to like surprise people when they play and like, wow, I can't tell the difference between just normal lag that you would encounter by playing? Because that seems to be a big gamble, other than going like Assassin's Creed or maybe like a God of War, some type of adventure game, that, or RPG game. That input delay is probably there, but you wouldn't notice it because you don't demand that,
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's hard to say. I mean, it could just be a product of course, Bungie just recently separated from Activision. That's the first thing. And they were probably like, we need a partner. Or at least somebody that will come.
A big partner.
Yeah, and Google's a big one out there, and they're putting this out. It's like, you know what? Destiny 2 could probably handle it. Whether it will, I don't know. I haven't heard anything.
I hate to cut you off. Do you think that's why they secretly are pushing out cross save?
No, I think cross save has been something that a lot of people have asked since Destiny 2 first launched.
But I mean, now they're bringing it out. I mean, it's not. Is it live now? It's live.
It's going to be live later this month.
Later this month.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's only 2 more months until Stadia pops out, or 2 or 3 months now. Maybe Google made it happen.
I don't know. It could be a number of things. I mean, they canceled their partnership with Sony already. Activision Blizzard, they're gone from the picture, so now it's just Bungie. So maybe they were like, yo, we can finally maybe do this. At least it seemed like that from maybe a couple of the articles Kotaku put out and Polygon put out. They were talking about, like, since they're split from Activision Blizzard, they can kind of do what they want. So maybe there was somebody holding them back, like, yo, there's no money in this, we shouldn't do it.
I feel like
or whatever the case is.
I feel like they're doing it sneakily because of Stadia. Only reason I say that is because it's being given out for free on Stadia. Now, cross save obviously will help you if you're going from console to PC, or maybe PC back to console based on friends or whatever. But you would have to pay. Yeah. You'd have to go buy the game. This is the one instance to where they're like, we're giving you the game.
I feel like Stadia actually gave them money in some respect, mainly because if it's free there, but you do have to pay the $10 a month to be in the game. So maybe they got a kickback in some sort. It's like, hey, we'll kick you this much money, but it's free here.
Oh yeah, I'm sure they did that.
Bring over that new light so that people can kind of
try it.
Oh yeah,
sure, because you're like, I don't have to start over, and I don't have to buy the content again. Like, I'm getting it all for free. I can play it on my phone while I'm sitting on a train.
Because I imagine, because Stadia, usually it's the PC version of the game anyways, which I feel like they could have just made it, you could transfer your save file up somehow. Yeah. So could have been another take.
That means Stadia probably will play better than the PlayStation.
Probably.
It probably will.
You will get the PC,
Because that's what Odyssey was almost PC version. There was like some things I couldn't change because they blocked it out.
Well, back then it was like a real raw beta too.
But it was the PC version, but it was like I couldn't change like the hard, like normal display settings and stuff like that.
That's going to be interesting to see.
They probably didn't want people taxing it too hard.
I want to see if you can change any of the settings on Destiny 2 on the Stadia. That will, I mean, if you can, you might as well get that over the PlayStation one, right? You have to deal with the input lag, whatever. But at least you can change like your FOV, to probably take off shadows and a bunch of other stuff you don't really need. I mean, that's the one thing.
Shadows are just a detriment, really. Yeah. Ever since I seen you take them off from Fortnite, now I was just like, wow, you can see everyone. There's no hiding because there's no shadows. There's no dark in the game.
Yeah, cheating. And changing your FOV, and changing your FOV for Destiny makes a whole big difference. Instead of you sitting there and an example is like you have a computer like this to your face, right? You open up like probably the rest of the room after you change up your FOV. Like instead of me seeing just maybe just half of you, I end up seeing everything from here on out.
I was waiting for you to say you get to see all of me.
No, I was not going to say that. I was about to, but
I'm just gonna wink.
I don't know. It could be a multitude of things. Maybe Stadia was like, "Hey, we have the technology for you to do cross save. You give us the game for free, we give you the technology." You know, maybe that could be another thing. That's probably why they partnered with them. So,
and they just need a big launch title because or is it 20 games was coming out? I can't remember. There was a list of about 20 games.
I think it was supposed to be 20, but 2 of their exclusive games won't be ready in time, so I think it's down to 18.
So they at least needed
like
one game to pull people in.
Yeah.
That was the other big thing. I feel like they really need an exclusive because if you're gonna like make someone migrate from or try to get someone to migrate, you know, you would need something like top tier from a dev that everyone knows who delivers like very, very high quality stuff.
Sure.
So it's like if you had a Insomniac, you know, who
like
would come over.
Dog.
Yeah, if you had a dev that attached themselves to a game that, you know, was coming out specifically on Stadia, it would definitely help. But all the games that are coming out, you can get on your current console, so it's kind of like I don't really know if I want to get Borderlands 3 on Stadia.
Destiny does help a little bit because granted it'd be a month later, but you're still getting that the Shadow Keep, so it's still going to be pretty much new content for Destiny 2. I mean,
and this is for like people like say if you only have console, and you're like maybe I kind of want to make that switch to PC, but I don't really want to buy a taxing like
$1,000 PC,
$1,000 PC to run it. Because, I mean, to be honest, Destiny 2 is very taxing on your PC if you don't have a good one. You don't have the graphics card, and all the other stuff. It's very taxing. But this might be your one thing. Like, I have a laptop. I have just a normal run-of-the-ground laptop, and I'll check it out. Let me see what it's about. Granted, you won't get the whole FPS thing. You know, it's probably locked at 60, most likely. I don't think it's going to go above that.
That's a good point. I wonder how they're going to do that.
So now you kind of just walked into the next thing. So you're saying $1,000 for a decent or tier, top tier, mid top?
Not top. No, that's probably like a mid tier, able to run your games. Probably I can run my games. I have a mid tier PC and I can run Fortnite at 144 and not be any problems.
What about Destiny?
Destiny I run at about 80.
Oh, okay.
So I mean, Destiny 2 is very taxing. So if you don't have the stuff, then it's...
So I would say mid-top.
Yeah, it's probably mid.
So about $1,000 for that.
So how much would it cost for the full top if you wanted all the top?
Just not going to answer that question.
So $1,000 for that. Now Stadia, it's $10 a month, so that's $120 a year. 7 years down the line, you're about hitting that.
$840.
Something like that, man.
You're getting close. So 8 year time, 7, 8.
But
do you feel like that $1,000 laptop that you built or bought today would stretch to that time?
No.
And still be able to do what Stadia is saying it will do? Because games are only going to get better.
Sure.
Yeah. Games are only going to have higher fidelity. They're only going to have like crazier frame rate on PC anyway.
Technology
frame rates
not
will get stupid. So we're talking 7 to 8 years in the future. Do you think that $1,000 PC will hold up better or about the same as Stadia would in that same time?
Stadia will get upgraded behind the scenes. You just won't know any of it. So they will keep that up, and that's part of the $10.
Point, are you afraid of a price increase at that point?
It could, but I know you were saying the $10 a month was a big thing. You can try it for free for 1080, which I know me and Terry on our PCs play at 1080. We don't play 60 frames, but we're already on 1080, so that should be enough to
if you want
be even helpful. You just have to pay for the game, which I do feel like the free tier will probably go away eventually because
that's what a lot of
what
do they call them? Marketing.
They want to wet people's whistle, and they be like, "Yo, this is actually really good," or maybe just better than I thought.
$10 a month with some of the talks we had about consoles and the price of that, you're kind of paying for that, but you're always going to get upgraded. Like I don't have to worry about getting the next thing; it's just going to happen for me.
Yeah, you don't have to refresh your PC at all. You don't have to get a new CPU. You don't have to get a new GPU. You don't have to buy new
good thing
hard
about
drives.
Computers now, no more driver updates. We're not worrying about any of that no more. So that's all I just log in and it should work. They might have some issues on the back end, obviously, but I don't have to worry about debugging my computer or nothing now. It's just
and the one good thing is it's Google back. Like if anyone's server should be able to handle this, it's Google.
It is. They have
Like,
a
Google
long
is
history of
huge.
abandoning things, though. That's the only thing I'm afraid of.
I don't
They
think
have
they're
a
gonna
very
abandon
long
this one.
history of abandoning things. So
I
that's the only thing that I'm kind of like, I really wonder. And the fact that they won't answer the question of, if you abandon it, do we get our money back for the stuff that we put, or a voucher?
Yeah, nah.
They ultimately were like, nothing in life is guaranteed. Word for word, like that's what you said. Like nothing in life is
the bad
guaranteed.
part is,
It was like that was the wrong thing to say, my man. Like
you're kind of comparing that too, because console, I know you can keep it when it's out, but that's like the PS3. Like we don't get our money back because that console's dead, not supported anymore.
but you could always use it. If they abandon Stadia and Stadia just goes away, it's like, well, I bought Assassin's Creed over there. I can't play it because Stadia no longer exists. But your PS3, you can just go and hook up and run whatever you want.
You have to ask yourself, how often do you really play?
That's what I was kind of getting at.
What's that?
Like you can always, you're right. You can always go back and play it. But
never mind. I'm not gonna ask that question.
it's like, you can always play it, and no one can take that from you. But it's
whoa.
But most people are not going back and playing their old console. Like you may every once in a while.
Well, you play your Turtles on the.
But that's not speed run.
I'm about to say. I think that's a small dish,
especially for speed running. Like you can't take that input delay. Now you can at the beginning when I was trash, but as I got from not trash to pretty acceptable. Like, I had to move up to the actual console and
you're number 3 in the world. You don't got to be humble.
Be humble. We're humble here. You know?
I don't know. To me, personally, I don't see a reason to get Stadia right now. I have a PC, and this is probably more so for people that already have a priority console. Maybe have an okay laptop and want to move up, but they don't really want to spend $1,000 on anything else extra. So it's like... if it goes away, for me, all right, cool. I didn't purchase it, I'm good.
But I do like, because it is setting up for the Xbox and PlayStation. Like the Xbox already is building their cloud.
Yeah,
I remember seeing
cloud and that
server Wrek where they
cool.
put 4 Xboxes basically in a server blade, and they're just going to start doing that. And then PlayStation already is using the Microsoft Azure stuff for the cloud there.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's forthcoming. Stadia, I think, will be good if when the free comes out and they have a relatively cheap game would help push it.
Sure.
Something that people could buy to do the tryout, because $60, that's a normal game price, and we already talked about that. But that's, I think, is going to be steep. Of like, I want to try this, I'll pay $60. But if there's like a nice $20 game that is relatively good, maybe even an older game, just enough to push people to help try it, I think that would be the big boost.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like the pricing definitely would help them. And also, if you think about it, it's $10 a month for Stadia Pro. And I would recommend that that's the one you go with if you really want the best experience possible. And you're only paying an extra $60 a year than what you would normally pay for a console. Because Xbox and PlayStation, you're still paying $60 to play every year online.
True.
So it's only
if you are like me, every Black Friday and every days of play
50.
that happens around E3 time frame, they offer it for $30.
Oh,
They do.
Black Friday, days of play, 2 times a year, December and June. They will offer it for $30 without fail.
So for the rest of the money, I mean, like Roger said, you're always at the latest and greatest, and you don't have to do anything to get it. Like you don't have to buy anything. You don't even have to, like, say they were sending it to you for free through the mail, and you just had to install it. You don't even have to do that. Like you literally just log in.
Yeah, that's the good part. No installs.
Like all your security stuff's updated. Like the latest and greatest. Everything's on there. Like you said, drivers, whatever bugs, they can just push it, and they're fixing it on the back end. So
that would be a nice feeling to instant buy and play. I just thought.
Think about that.
I mean,
how many times do you want to play with somebody online? I don't know about PC because I don't have PC, but I know me, Keith. Well, Roger's also PC, but me and Keith. Sometimes, like say Keith is playing Apex. I haven't played Apex in like a month, 2 months. And I'm like, yo, let me hop on with you, you and JJ.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man, I got a 2 gig download, 3 gig, 4 gig download because I haven't played in so long. You won't have that with Stadia because you're accessing on the back end. It's nothing for you to download, on the client side.
Yeah.
Every time you log in, there is no install to wait for. There is no patches to wait to download. No DLC to wait to download. You pay for it, it's there.
Mm-hmm.
That part's good. Like I agree. Like that's where again people that don't have a top tier, mid tier, whatever great computer that can run these games already. This is more so for people that have console and a crappy PC just laying around that they can just hop on and be like, oh, I can just download this.
Not even that
whatever
phone
the minimum,
now.
or your phone too, yeah. But like whatever the minimum requirements are for Stadia.
Yeah, I mean,
if there are any. So.
If they can play top tier like a PC can, like it's going to be a real game changer because what a GPU comes out every 2 years that you pretty much people really want to get.
Yeah,
and you're paying between $400 to $600
somewhere around there.
So you're not paying $400 to $600 every 2 years on Stadia.
Yeah,
you're getting it for a third of the price to stay up to date, and you don't have to upgrade any drivers or any of those bugs that might come out, especially when it's day one. So. What?
It'll be interesting to see how it performs when the Xbox and PlayStation comes out, because I know that's probably what's going to help push console people in that direction. Because when you have the PlayStation, that cloud eventually gets up. Oh, everybody already has a PlayStation, probably that would get on there. So
it will work, if they use existing, consoles to access it. But if they try to sell us something for like, say the PlayStation 5 was $400, and they're like, oh yeah, and that can also access the cloud, and it's like. I can get one for free. But
I'm waiting for the thin clients.
They seem to be promising, not PlayStation, but Microsoft has already pretty much said like any game in your Xbox library, you get.
Oh,
so as long as you're on, or they haven't announced pricing yet, or they said they're going to probably do a package with the Xbox Live, but pretty much you get Xbox Live, and then for like an extra, like I'm guessing $5. You get access to the X Cloud or whatever. But any game that's in your library that you purchase, like you can just access.
Or you can get to it.
And I think
I don't want to say it's yours because then that will kill B.
Yeah,
if he's not already dead by now.
I think they said they did that on the Samsung Galaxy 10. They messed around with that. So
I figured that Samsung would be the next phone, even for Stadia.
Yeah.
Samsung's like the top tier Android phone, or at least the most. Adopted one by everybody anyway.
Yeah. So ultimately just my closing thoughts. I think Stadia, the concept, really good. We'll see how it happens. It just doesn't have the library to really, I think, push it that well, especially with their 2 exclusives not being available. So we'll see. I would say you should wait until 2020 when everything's worked out, because there will be bugs. Get the free version, see how it works. Well, you don't have to necessarily get it. I guess you just sign up, but
you have to buy a game. That would be the.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah, you'd have to buy a game. So, or actually, I would just pay. I guess pay the $10, play Destiny 2, unless you really hate FPS MMOs. But I guess
the free one, and then just pay, like you said.
Yeah,
Stadia
you
Pro.
just pay the $10 for Stadia Pro, play Destiny 2, and see how you feel about it. So we're gonna segue this into the Destiny. So recently a $10 element thing came out. You had to pay $10 to get it, Element Glow. And this guy made this Reddit post. His name is Kyle, I guess. So I will credit you, Kyle, I guess, but I have some issues with you. Anyways, the post goes on to read. Guys, you spent $150 for 2 years of content. There's no ad revenue.
I know.
There's no required purchases. There's no monthly fee. There's no money in it for Bungie after your initial game purchase. Imagine stretching $60 for an entire year. Good fun content and constant updates don't come cheap, boys. You have to take a second and realize that just because you bought a game and someone offers you a completely optional, completely meaningless thing for money, that it doesn't mean that it's a slap in the face for you. Bungie is a company that is running their own show now, offering you a glowy armor accessory. For $10, them giving you an even exchange in value is extremely cool for the player and worth buying. And they can pay their bills and fund future content for you. No one is attacking you. No one at Bungie hates you. Nor do they understand your plight in the day-to-day. Bungie offers it for $5K Bright Dust, but years of content for $150 when 2 movie tickets for an hour and a half content is $20. Give them a break, support them if you can, and get a cool ornament in the process. So, pretty much, do you feel that this guy is right? I mean, do you agree with them that giving them $10 for something that ultimately does nothing for you is
that's the
something
model.
that you should do.
That's the Fortnite model.
Well, it's the Battle Royale model that was. Like, that's where it kind of picked up. And then other games took it where you can pay. I mean, Fortnite's worse, where it's almost $20 for an outfit.
Yeah, every skin.
Yeah, well, I guess,
but it's like
$15,
$15, $20, and
most time you're going to put 20 in.
Okay.
Let me rephrase this. Do you feel that the money that you put into Destiny isn't enough? That the money that you've given them for the initial game and the DLC isn't enough? You need to go out and buy this element because it helps them out.
No, I only buy stuff that I like.
Yeah.
I have no problem with them having like their whole marketplace that they have.
I have no problem with it.
But I'm not just going to buy it to support them. Like, if they can make whatever they want and they can charge whatever they want for it, as long as it doesn't affect skill-based gameplay. As long as it's completely cosmetic, I don't care if they charge $100 for it, because you buy it if you like it. You know, if you like it, $100 that much that you like, okay, I'll pay $100 for it, then that's cool. Like, I have no issues with that.
Yeah, when you start locking guns behind it, then I'll have an issue. I mean, as long as it's cosmetic stuff, it's not like...
Yeah, as long as it's skins for the guns.
As long as we're not like how Destiny 2 was at launch, where a lot of this was very small pay to win. Very small. It was not a lot. It was like maybe a couple armor pieces. You bought them, you automatically had like a buff in your light, I believe. Could be wrong. I think that's how it was, though. But...
I've heard the stories. I've not confirmed it.
I was about to say, people are just going to be fans of games. Like, Rocket League example, I bought a bunch of the cars, which, I mean, that was a different price scale, but it was like $3 for just a different frame of your car.
But you didn't pay for Rocket League, did you?
Yep.
Or you paid for Rocket League.
Yeah,
so
$20 for Rocket League.
Yeah. So it was like, I like that game, so I support it. And I can see where he goes, that Destiny 2 could be his only game. And that's a lot of people kind of, I know y'all two kind of switched. That's y'all's main game now. Yeah. So if it's like, you drop $10 because you haven't bought a game in 4 months, I'm paying $10 for this thing I like.
Yeah, like I said, I have no issue until they start making it pay to win. Yeah, I mean, I have no issue with this guy, but him sitting there telling people like, "Hey, you play this game for hours, you should spend $10."
Yeah, you shouldn't just buy it just to support them. Buy whatever you like.
Yeah, if you like the game, cool. If you want to buy silver, cool. But I mean, the way he says it.
Yeah, I was wondering if this argument...
It's not trying to be a witch hunt, but...
I wonder if this argument started because people were fussing that because I paid money, I should get stuff.
Everything.
That's like the normal start of every...
That's what I felt like this was, which, again, the optional doesn't bother me. To me, I'm like, if you're going to pay $10 for something, that's your money.
Again, if you want to spend $10 on the game to support them, that's cool. Not everybody has to do it. Just don't try to push it on everybody else. I'm cool with it.
So Kyle, I guess, and to wrap this up for you, I'm not feeling it, dog. This is
no for me, though.
This is kind of crazy. You're trying to say that this $10 is an equivalent exchange, but at the same time, you're saying that it's meaningless. I don't know how. So $10 is meaningless to you. I guess maybe you got it, but I really don't know. All in all, I paid for the DLC, and the difference is like, okay, with the movie, normally. I can't remember the last movie I saw that I hated, that I really was upset that I paid the money for. I really couldn't tell you. But
Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Normally, when I pay for a movie, I enjoy it. I paid for Curse of Osiris, and I hated it. I paid for Warmind, and it was forgettable. Forsaken was the only other thing that I paid for that I was happy with. The annual pass, I hate that whole thing. I paid them money for DLC, and it didn't blow me away. I didn't feel like it was an equivalent exchange. I'm not going to give a company any more money until they knock my socks off. That's just how it is.
Yeah, I never bought annual passes. I never believed in buying future DLC before it's even introduced. Because like you said, you don't know what it's going to be. You pay $80 for annual season pass, and it's like, you get access to all the DLC for the next year or whatever it's based off of. It's like, what if that DLC sucks? You've already paid it.
Yeah, that's true. But I ended up doing that. It's Destiny.
I hated Black Armory. I hated the Gambit one, and I didn't hate Menagerie. I didn't Opulence. Excuse me. I didn't hate Opulence.
Pre-pack.
Oh man!
That's
why I was laughing. That reaction to an empty bottle.
His reaction was priceless. I was like, bottle's empty, so if I hit it, it's fine.
Well,
All right, so yeah, pre-patch Menagerie is cool. I'm not too fond of after-patch Menagerie, so.
So we walked into the actual last thing. We got one more Reddit post. This is from Grumpy Matt, excuse me. It said, I was reading your post about people being wary of microtransactions, and one reply was, it's okay. Microtransactions are fine as long as it's just cosmetics. And I get the reasoning, but it's just sad that so many companies have shitty practices, and at this point we're okay with monetization as long as it's just for skins or outfits. I remember when I started out playing multiplayer games and even single-player games where every outfit you earn was through actual in-game progression. Or you would get an interesting outfit by doing a challenge or achievement, and people would see the outfit and be like, oh shit, he killed that boss. Or shit, he got 100 kills using that weapon to get that skin for it. And honestly, I missed that. It added to the gaming experience. A great example is back in the early days of RuneScape. All the weapons and outfits were earned through quests, achievements, and from the in-game player market that required earning player currency. When a guy had something badass on, you knew that fucker earned it. Either though slaying a certain monster, finishing a quest, or making enough money to barter for it from another player. Most modern games have some type of way to earn cosmetics through playing, but the shiniest cosmetics are usually accessible through real purchasing. It devalues the customization and cosmetics, in my opinion, when you don't even need to play through the game to put on your character. I hate that. These days, I see some cool stuff in video games. I don't even get excited because I know they probably earned it through dishing out some real-world bucks.
So essentially, he's just pissed off about microtransactions.
Ultimately, but the question now becomes, do you all feel that essentially microtransactions kind of makes you discredit people who have on fly gear?
No. I mean, then the reason why I say that is because, yeah, sometimes some, I guess, fly-ass gear be for sale, but there's no abilities like put on or anything. But and the other part is what he's talking about, like when you say, oh, you know, he killed that boss, that's how he got that. Like, I don't know many games to where mostly Destiny I reference from now is if I do some crazy ass challenge and get this reward, that reward is not in the marketplace. Because 9 times out of 10, those rewards are armor that comes with stats. Or it's guns that come with special rolls or something like that you got to grind to all hell to get. But you can't go buy that. You might be able to buy a skin for that gun in the marketplace that just changes the look of it, you know, or the colors or whatever. But you can't use that skin without grinding to go get that gun.
Right.
So
him referencing RuneScape is essentially, I mean, that game is built around a trading kind of thing. In-game trading, of course, there are gold bots like any other MMO. So, I mean, like, yeah, if you see somebody walking around and y'all probably won't know this, like a dragon crossbow or a fire cape. Fire cape, somebody earned it or they paid somebody to do it. Who knows? Again, that's a game that's built around it. Destiny is not really built around an in-game trading system. We've all talked about it. We've probably asked for it at some point in time. Who cares? Fatebringer, essentially. Everybody wanted a Fatebringer, and there's no in-game trading for that.
no.
I earned my Fatebringer. Let's keep it as simple as that. So,
Yeah, I was about to say, that seems more of a fear thing, because I don't know many games that took away cosmetic rewards for much. Again, I don't know many games that did it, but the games I think of, like Destiny, it's still a quest for them. Mm-hmm. And I kind of like the cosmetics being updated because they can come later. I mean, the mean games always argue that they hold content back.
Oh, man. Oh. Yeah, I mean, Destiny has
hang on, buddy, hang on. Just make it through the rest.
Go ahead, Roger. Keep going.
You can
keep it running full. I'll get ahead of
you. Just want to go ahead and grab it, and this will just be you know.
Good God, it won't let go.
Or post it back up there.
Okay. Forgot what I was saying now. But if they were holding back the outfits, yeah, that'd be annoying. But I like it as thinking of it is updates. Like they'll probably make something unique, or for some holiday thing, they may make. I'll use Destiny, like maybe a Santa hat or something, and you could buy that, and that would be cool.
They do have like in-game seasonal stuff that happens. Yeah.
So I see the fear he's probably trying to lean to of like, well, this used to be a reward and now it's microtransactions, which they'll probably take away these awards, which again goes back to I don't know too many that was really proud of a cosmetic. Everything was like you earned this gun or you earned this helmet because it gave you so much more armor or something like that. It wasn't like the solid gold helmet.
Yeah, 9 times out of 10, if you're grinding for something or have to do something crazy or beat some super hard mission or super hard boss, it's because of the boosts you get from that gun or armor, or with some MMO, maybe it's like a certain, what do you call them, things that you ride, mounts, like a mount or anything like that. But those are all like they help you like skill wise, and that's the reason you do it. No one's out there grinding for like 10, 12 hours just because a different skin falls for a gun.
I was about to say,
like,
if anything, it's a better perk, as you said. Like. I don't see anybody grinding for a certain skin. I mean, if you are, then maybe you're just into the fashion part of the game.
The only game I can think of that you grind for skins is Call of Duty.
True.
Remember, you would get the gold guns and stuff like that, and be like, "Oh crap!" That dude used that gun so much that it's gold now. But it didn't change the gun at all. Like it didn't shoot better or nothing really. It just showed that you really play with that gun.
Yeah, and I would just unlock until I got all the guns. I wouldn't even like Prestige. Never mattered to me too much on that game.
Because Prestige didn't give you anything.
Granted, Call of Duty
I
is
think
also
I had more slots for guns, but that was about it.
Did it?
It did something.
It did. As you proceed, you got more.
Loadouts.
Yeah.
Granted, Call of Duty is also guilty of putting in the loot boxes and having the different variants of weapons that were better than the variants that were already in game that you could never earn unless you paid money, until they started getting on down to like World War II and all the other stuff. So Call of Duty is guilty of both sides.
Well, Call of Duty is also Activision.
That is true. It is Activision. So
I can't say now. There are like some I guess fine line versions of this that occurs like in Destiny. If you go into the marketplace, you can buy the new seasonal gear that has the opulent mod slot.
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't even need to run Menagerie or Crown of Sorrows. I can just go to the Eververse and buy this gear, and I'll get the gear that has opulent mod slots already in it. So I don't have to work for it.
Granted, you do only get that at the lowest light possible, but you don't also get the mod until you actually find the mod.
Yeah, you gotta you gotta find the mod. But you at least get one piece of the puzzle. You get one piece of the puzzle without even working for it.
True. You don't have to work for it, but they also do give you the option to earn it, though.
Yeah. Not that armor. You can't get that armor through... Well, never mind.
Yeah.
I guess you could get it through engrams. Yeah.
It's not guaranteed as if you went and bought silver and then went and bought it, but you can earn an engram every time you level up or... Yeah, if you level up, so...
And now they've shown that, exotics... Well, I guess all guns. The ornament makes the barrel length longer. The gun actually has better range. So now they're showing that it's kind of like, well, if I just pay money, I can get... But granted, I don't know how far you'd really want to go with that. Ultimately, I'm not super fearful of this because it's still a lot of... to get that solstice shit for Destiny right now. I know we're really hard on Destiny today. Bear with us. But for that solstice armor, you're not getting it through paying money.
Nope.
I seen one dude with it complete last night.
Hours.
You gotta put in work for that solstice. And I seen the dude who had his fully decked out, and I was like, well, you put in some work. He's like, yeah, it took me a while.
Yeah, it takes a while for that gear.
I'm still on freaking blue gear right now.
I'm on green. I haven't played as much, but...
So,
because your team abandoned you. That's what
stop abandoning people. You know?
Abandon you?
No, I didn't say stop abandoning people.
Banding?
Abandoning people?
What? No, seriously, what? I'm abandoning them? I'm seriously not making a joke right now. You said I'm abandoning people?
Yes!
I'm really not. I didn't know.
Anyways, I think the two things for these questions was basically the conversation we always have is microtransactioning ruining games? Mm-hmm. And I think they are fixing it better because it was a problem. My favorite example of how to do it horrible was Madden with the Ultimate Team with the cards. That's right. I loved that feature when I heard it, and then when I went in there, it's like, oh, this is a pay to win.
And it was crazy that a lot of people loved that.
Oh, yeah.
I guess because it's so separate from the game itself. It's its own competitive module built inside the game that doesn't affect any of the other competitive parts of the game at all. So I guess that's how they get away with it. And
but yeah, I would say that was like the worst. But now I do see the trend of it's cosmetics. Now we still have DLCs, which is a different argument. But I do see like you're not getting much advantage on some of these. And granted, for better or worse, I don't see too much of a problem with it. If you want to spend that money for it, go ahead. But I don't. It seemed like it took a turn from where I used to be fearful all the time and hate it. Mm-hmm. So
I think they just realized how much money they could make when Fortnite started doing it. Like when you don't require people to buy stuff, like people are more inclined to buy it.
Yeah, but I think Fortnite's that's a huge outlier.
And plus Fortnite pretty much free, so
I think that's like a huge outlier. Whatever Fortnite is doing, apparently it's working in some capacity, but I think that's probably like one or two outliers. So,
yeah.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is it for us on this one. Google Stadia, we like, but we just want to see more from it. Microtransactions suck, and but we don't care if they're about cosmetics. It's pretty much the end-all be-all of this conversation. B, we hope we did you proud on this one.
No,
B is somewhere.
Shout out
dead.
B.
He's dead somewhere.
Once again, thanks everybody for helping us hit 100 subs. We really appreciate it. We'll be bringing you more content soon. But in the meantime, between time, be easy and be blessed.
You know, we're about to bring them right now.
ASMR. Oh, God damn it. Oh, we would not do this.
You know what? If anybody edits this, I'll just do this video.
no, you're supposed to like drink your water beside it and all.
That is not what.
What else
Cut this off.
I mean, you might as well look see if it is recording.
I mean, you can see how far back. Oh, that's kind of cool too. So you want to actually sit back. You can kind of like sit back and just gauge it off that.
I can't. I have to sit like this.
No, sit back.
Yeah,
like you can go.
He's gone.
No. Like that little black.
There you
It's
go.
right there.
You're that little black thing. That little black speck is you, Terry.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? Almost in full killer here. Oh,
Almost in full killer.
God.
First and foremost, we want to thank everybody for helping us get to 100 subs. The giveaway for that will be posted soon. Be on the lookout for that. If you haven't watched the video, be sure
No. Nigga, we already posted it. That video's out.
The giveaway.
It's the Onicon thing.
Yeah,
Hey, where's editing? Take 4 is about to happen. Ready, set, go.
Take 5. I tried to beat Pete.